When American expatriate Rich Tanksley left America for Africa, he did not think he would become an accidental Nollywood star. On today's Spotlight, he tells us about his story and where he sees Nollywood in coming years. Do take a listen.
Husbands of Lagos star Rich Tanksley didn't plan to become a Nollywood actor when he moved to Nigeria 2.5 years ago. The American tech expatriate, who was born in New York, studied journalism at the University of New Mexico and obtained a master's in public relations at the University of Houston. He joined the labor market at the height of the internet boom, which changed the course of his career path. Years later, he left all that was familiar and followed his heart to Africa.
I actually was in Ghana beforehand. I got recruited to go to Nigeria. Before that, I was in Cameroon. How did all that happen? Of course, it was because of a girl. I followed a girl to Cameroon, had no job, nothing, started a couple companies, did pretty well, and realized that there's so many opportunities in West Africa. And I just sort of followed opportunities where I saw them, went from Cameroon to Ghana. I was running a graduate school in Ghana for a while, and I got recruited to go to Nigeria, which actually in the beginning was really scary, because if you live in Ghana, all you hear is these horror stories about Nigeria, Nigerians, and how dangerous it is and how tough it is. And so when someone recruited me to come to Nigeria, I was like, oh, I don't know, like, it seems pretty scary. And I just, I told them you have to pay me a lot. And eventually they convinced me to come. And when I got here, I was like, what? Like, it's so nice here. People are amazing. So it wasn't nearly as scary as people said.
Of all Tanksley's hobbies, which include wakeboarding and kickboxing, acting, he says, wasn't planned, although his friendship with film magnate Jason Njoku played a part.
Became a Nollywood actor completely accidentally. When I was running this school in Ghana, it was a school for software developers. And we had heard about Jason Njoku and Iroko TV here in Nigeria. So I said, okay, let's get Jason here to talk to my students to inspire them. And this is when Iroko TV was still kind of small. So got Jason to come to Ghana, spoke to our students, really amazing speaker, fascinating guy. And so I knew him from them. And then when I came to Nigeria, ended up hanging out with Jason some and Bastian, his partner. Anyway, we were out one night drinking beer, and Bastian said, hey, Rich, we got this TV show we're going to do. We need a white guy. It's like, I did the last one. Do you want to do this one? And I said, okay, sure, but I'm not an actor. And he said, it's okay, the bar is not really high. But so they said, okay. So we started shooting Husbands of Lagos season 1. And it did really well. Became one of the most popular shows on Iroko TV. We shot season 2, season 3, and then it just kind of all took off. And now Husbands of Lagos is running on DSTV all across Africa, Canal Plus in Francophone Africa, Sky Network in UK.
The growth in Nollywood and the improvement in storytelling has created a need for more elements, including actors of different nationalities. And since there are very few American actors in Nollywood, Rich Tanksley is fast becoming the go-to in the movie industry.
There's not that many white actors in Nollywood, so all the directors, producers, the makeup guys, the costume people, they'd be calling me constantly saying, hey, we're on set and we need a white guy. Can you do it? So I've been in several different movies, a couple appearances on TV shows. I've done some commercials. It's fascinating. It's fun. It's a lot of work. But the funny thing is, people say it's like live the life that you've dreamed. But never in my dreams could I have imagined that I would become an actor in Nollywood. So it's been a fantastic journey, and it's been crazy and fun.
So far, Tanksley has starred in the popular series Husbands of Lagos, Delilah, and movies including Remember Me, The Guardian, and the recently released Mr. and Mrs. Chapter 2.
When Mary Remy, who produces Husbands of Lagos, when she cast me basically playing myself, which is an expat who is estranged from his wife and comes to Nigeria kind of to escape from her, and then sort of is having a lot of fun being taken advantage of by all the women in Nigeria, and which is kind of similar to my life. So I could relate to it. And if you're not a trained actor, a really good way to start is to play a role that's very similar to yourself, because I can relate to that role basically being myself. And I've also, you know, from being a professor in Ghana, I'm very used to public speaking. So I got very comfortable in front of the camera. And then all the guys who worked with me on set, I mean, everyone in the show are senior actors, and they know what they're doing. And they were so helpful. They really gave me lots of pointers, helped me feel comfortable, helped me, you know, rehearse lines. So I really owe it to all the guys that I worked with. They really helped me a lot. As far as roles, you know, obviously I relate to Joseph very well. He's, you know, he's like me. He's a super intelligent guy, and you know, knows what he's doing and does well in business. But when it comes to matters of the heart, he's maybe a little bit naive. I think the hardest role I ever played, I played an assassin in a movie called Remember Me that was produced by Eke. And that was really tough because, like, I'm a really nice guy and I would never hurt anyone. And somehow, you know, in part of this movie, I'm in charge of erasing a village and killing everyone in it as the lead assassin. So that was tough to do because it's not me, but it was a lot of fun.
Rich families butting into other people's departments.
Just come across some information.
They are hiding something, and in due time, a lead is going to pop up.
Okay, how is this possible for a company to
As a business-minded individual, Tanksley sees potential in Nollywood and believes the problem of piracy can be turned into an advantage, that is, product placement and brand sponsorships.
There's so much potential in Nollywood. I mean, it's mind-boggling, the amount of content that's being produced and the amount of people that are watching it. When season 1 of Husbands of Lagos came out, one of my buddies in Kenya sent me a photograph of somebody with a bootleg DVD of Husbands of Lagos in Kenya. And then a week later, a friend of mine in Sierra Leone sent me the same picture. So the content starts in Nigeria and it gets dispersed all across Africa. Unfortunately, it's from the bootleggers. But the industry is changing. You've got all these producers and directors that are going overseas and getting training. So the craft is much better. The actors are getting much more experienced. I mean, obviously, everyone who's acting is learning. They're getting better. And then you have productions that are sort of, you know, say half American or half from the UK and half Nigerian, where you've got some producers and directors who are from overseas. They're teaching the Nigerians, and the Nigerians are teaching them, you know, how you can film something in Nigeria and make it work. So I've seen, even in the 2.5 years that I've been here, I've seen the quality of production, the quality of the sets, the quality of the actual craft of making a film. I've seen it improve. I think you know, piracy has always been an issue in every creative industry, but now I think a lot of the filmmakers are realizing that product placement might be a solution to that. So instead of, you know, having to worry about people pirating your movie and they're not going to go see the movies because they're going to buy it for, you know, 200 naira on the street, it's like you just have a guy wearing a T-shirt, you know, that of a brand you want to advertise, and then you're happy if the people pirate it because now you have a free distribution channel. It's just a matter of sort of transitioning from, you know, pure revenue from movies, like showing it at the movie theater, to product placement, which is sort of a long transition. It's a change in mindset, but then you also have to get the brands involved. But, for example, Husbands of Lagos partnered with Pulse, because I was running Pulse. And so there's lots of product placement for Pulse in Husbands of Lagos. So we promoted the movie for free in exchange for that. And so there's no reason why brands can't actually be in the films for cash and help the filmmakers make money.
This is my twin sister Pearl and her husband Harry. Nice to meet you, Jennifer.
Hello, Mitari. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Pearl and Harry, this is my creator.
Tanksley is currently enjoying the popularity Nollywood brings and hopes to stay longer. Perhaps someday he can become an A-list actor in Nigeria's booming entertainment industry.